very good day to you, Trinidad and Tobago. I am Renata Singh, and welcome to Madam Fixit right here on WESN. As always, this show is interactive, so you can call those numbers on the screen, 622-9338 and 623-9376, as well as we have that WhatsApp number, 366-9376. You can send in your WhatsApp messages during the course of the show. Please, no calls to that WhatsApp number while the show is live. A couple weeks ago, I have an update for you guys. A couple weeks ago, someone would have reached out to us via text message. And of course, they had indicated they have been having some issues in Ramdial, Mahabial lands with regard to some garbage collection. I would have shown the photos here on the show, as well as Pelican Extension Road, similar situation going on, garbage disposal, it's not being collected, etc. As well as the person indicated that there's lots of leaking lines and potholes in that area. But we reached out to the councillor of that area, who has been very responsive with regard to having these matters looked into and rectified. And the councillor for that area is Miss Adana Griffith Gordon. Good day, Miss Gordon. How are you doing? Thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us this morning.
Hi, Ms. Singh. Good morning. No problem.
All righty. So I said I need to get you on the show here this morning to give an update, because I highlighted this issue a couple weeks ago, as well as sometime recently within the last couple of shows. The person would have reached out to us again with regard to the specifics to the issue going on in Ramdial, Mahabial lands. Now, of course, I know that that's an HGC development, so I'll just allow you the time to give us the update with regard to that one first.
All right. So it was brought to my attention, and I would have observed that the garbage collection within that agency development area would have stopped for some time now. And through the regional corporation, we would have reached out to HDC in an attempt to find out what was the issue. And we are awaiting an update from HDC on the matter.
Okay, all right.
So that is where we stand as it relates to that specific matter. So all HGC developments, of course, would fall under the purview of HGC. However, the corporation is fully aware that it is a public health issue, and that's why we would have taken such an aggressive approach to get a response from HGC to see how best we could treat this, because at the end of the day, the persons that are affected are the residents.
Yes,
so
which of course is a concern.
With HDC to come up with the best solution as to how we are moving forward.
All righty, great. Thanks so much for the update with regard to that. Now, of course, again, like you're indicating, it's the residents that are most affected by this. So did HGC indicate when the matter would be looked into, or no specified timeline?
So as recent as yesterday, the chairman of the regional corporation, that's Mr. Anthony Roberts, would have reached out to HGC again to get feedback. We are waiting a meeting with them to find out, like, basically what is the issue, because the regional corporation was not made aware officially as to any removal of any pens or the any stop in the collection of the garbage, so we were not made aware. However, based on the relationship that we have and the key stakeholders being the residents, I would have brought the issue to the regional corporation, and through our meetings, we would have communicated in writing as well to HGC to find out what is going on. And verbally, we would have gotten some information that there were some issues surrounding the collection and the program in terms of how it's programmed, the schedule to collect.
Right, that's the schedule, okay.
Correct. So the regional corporation would have stepped in at some point and assisted in the collection of the garbage. However, and let me reiterate, all HGC compounds, the upkeep and maintenance falls under the Housing Development Corporation.
So it's out of your jurisdiction, so to speak.
Correct. However, my residents are my most prized possession. So, of course, I would have made communication. And I am really trying to get the most amicable solution to solve this issue.
Of course, because I mean, in the interim, you've been stepping in to, have the matter looked into, but in the long term, I think that's where the concern lies,
Correct.
so that the
Correct.
issue doesn't keep popping back up. So I guess
Correct.
we will have to stay connected with you for further updates with regard to this situation as AGC
Certainly.
responds, etc. But definitely, I wanted to get you on the show here so that persons don't feel like they're being neglected, because that's sometimes the case. People feel like, nothing is being done, the matter isn't being looked into. So thanks so much for that specific update. But
The
specific
thing
to...
is, I have a very good relationship with my residents, and I
Yeah.
have been in close communication with residents. I get pictures daily from residents. If there's a pile-up, if when it is removed, they'll send me messages. Councillor, well, we now see the corporations, and
Yeah.
corporation came in, they collected the tanks. We know that it's not the corporation, but thanks again for the assistance until we get the matter resolved through HGC. So I receive messages daily.
But Councillor, how long has it been going on for? Are you aware of how long this, I mean, specific to Rambia, Al Mahabia lands, how long has this garbage issue been going on for?
The latter half of November into
Okay.
December.
Okay. All right. So it's not very, very long. All right.
But I don't think that that's a fair statement, because one day with a pile-up of garbage, let's say you forget to empty your garbage can at home, one day and you have an issue.
Yeah.
So it is, in my humble opinion, a lengthy period.
Period, yeah.
Because, you see, there are ramifications for that. We have the public health issue there, and that's why the corporation, the regional corporation, Tower Laventil, that is so actively pursuing the matter.
All right, no problem. But shifting things a bit to Pelican Extension Road, someone had reached out to us again, similar situation, garbage being disposed of on that specific street. They had indicated, I'm not sure if there is a garbage disposal bin in the area, as well as...
There is.
So, yeah.
There are two large mechanical bins in the area. In fact, those bins would have been on Pelican Extension and the street which move Laventil School. And because it is an eyesore, the students going to school and having to see these bins, we would have relocated the bins to further on Pelican Extension. So there are two large mechanical bins, and I can tell you that the regional corporation, our schedule is one of the highest, I would say, and I'm boasting about that. In terms of municipal corporations, we are very effective. Our health department in particular is very effective, and we collect garbage daily.
Oh, wow, okay.
The thing about it is as well, again, I am very close to that community, particularly the seniors. So they would call and message Miss Grace Arthur and her group. They would call and message, Councillor, we see the bin looking a little full, what's going on? And they can tell you within less than, not even 24 hours, 5 hours to the most, 3 hours, those the bins would be emptied. So they would keep me in the loop, or I would pass to see what is going on, and those bins would be removed. And we are actually getting ready, that community and myself, that same over Laventil stretch there, to do something there, because what you have in the removal of the bin, residents are still throwing their garbage where the bin used to be situated.
And I suspect that is
the
case from the photos that we have. It looks as though, residents would have just dumped the garbage in that specific area. So
that's not a bin, actually. That is where the garbage bin, and that garbage bin, those bins, mechanical bins, would have been removed in excess of a year.
Okay.
But because it has become a habit, residents still throw their garbage there. So we are, members of the community and myself, are going to get together and do somewhat of a beautification exercise right at that point there to for persons to desist from actually throwing the garbage there.
All right, no problem. And again, Pelican Extension Road, the person indicated as well of some potholes and leaking lines on that stretch. Could you advise us of that, and as well as the update with regard to that specific situation?
Well, certainly, and you're giving me jurisdiction over the whole of Pelican Extension Road. I am part of the road falls within my
Okay,
electoral district, and part falls within another councillor's area.
right.
However, it does fall under the
The same
purview of the
corporation.
Sawallamville Regional
Yes.
Corporation. So, in terms of the potholes which would have been caused by leaking lines, WASA is fully aware of all of the leaks on Pelican Extension. I can tell you that they have started an exercise to repair the leaks, particularly because I have been in close communication with WASA officials. They are currently in the Parsley Street area, and then I was given the assurance that once the team is completed there, they would come into the Pelican Extension area. So I'm looking forward to that happening within the next week or two to repair, because there are several leaks on Pelican Extension, and some of it would have been repaired. However, the integrity has been compromised, and WASA have to return to repair. So once that is done, WASA would then be charged with the responsibility of restoring the roads to its original condition.
Right.
So it is on the pipeline with WASA.
No problem. So again, you're indicating in a couple of weeks this matter should be somewhat resolved for the most part. So that's some excellent news. But I want to shift the conversation a little bit to your area specifically. What are some of the projects and stuff like that you guys have been working on specific to your area?
When you say my area, my electoral district?
Your electoral district, yes, correct.
Missing, do you have time?
Yes. It's that much?
Listen, so of course, COVID would have slowed down a lot of things, but it did not stop us from working. And by us, I'm speaking for the regional corporation itself.
Yes.
We would have distributed per electoral district in excess of 50 tablets per district to assist with, of course, going online
Yes.
with the school.
Online school.
So collectively, the regional corporation would have distributed over 500 tablets. We would have distributed hampers almost every quarter to assist families within each electoral district. And then when you look specifically at, I'm drawing down now on the Success Shumakat electoral district, I mean, a lot of infrastructural works would have been done, and it is impossible to do everything, but gradually, and I always say that development is a process, and that process has started and is continuing. So just during the Christmas season, I would have, through the regional corporation, placed some play park equipment after meeting with the residents and consulting, and that same Mahabir area. Some play park equipment would have been installed. We did some at the Paradise Heights. They would have asked specifically for exercising equipment, and we would have installed exercising equipment there. We would have done some paving exercises. So a portion of McAllister Street would have been paved very recent. We're currently doing a drain in the Parsley Street extension area. So there has been a lot of things taking place, not to one specific area, but throughout the electoral district. It's very hard as a councillor for me to laser into one specific area, as my electoral district is quite wide.
Yes.
So I try my best to do projects that is spread throughout the entire electoral district, so that every pocket of every community gets a piece of the pie, so to speak.
But Councillor, what would you say is one of the major challenges within your electoral district?
Major challenge pertaining to what exactly?
Well,
I don't see things as challenges.
Challenges.
I'm just telling you.
Well, several persons, when we reach out to councillors here on the show, they have, different issues, water issues, issues with roads. It varies depending on the different areas. So that's what I'm asking. Well, what's the main challenge you guys facing?
I would not say a challenge.
Yeah.
per se, because when presenting myself or offering myself before the screening committee in order to be considered and then elected, I had to have an idea of what I should expect.
Yeah.
And specifically to the area in which I represent, which I was born and raised, born and bred. My neighbors string buried there. There's no two ways about it. So I don't see things as challenges per se. If I had to identify one of the issues to resolve or that requires a lot of work beyond my purview, I would say the area is plagued with a lot of social issues.
Okay.
And that, you see, there are different arms that would be required to come together to address those issues.
Yeah. You
So
know, I mean, that
would be one of the...
that is a very big issue, and I'm sure it's not just your electoral district, it's all around
Correct.
Trinidad and Tobago. And you know, it's very really interesting that you brought that up. Not a lot of people pay attention to that. Here on the show, we've never had, I've asked this question several times, and we've not once had someone bring up the problem that's plaguing our society, so to speak, which is the social issues, which is sometimes...
But that's the problem. I can tell you, Ms. Singh, I have a passion when it comes to the children of my community.
Yeah.
And before COVID, most of my programs, outside of me being a counselor, because what will fall under my purview, of course, would be in terms of the public health issues, the infrastructure, those type of things, upkeep and maintenance of the play parks and stuff like that. But in terms of my programs, I would have tailored most of my programs to children. So I had a lot of activities for children within the community, from taking them on field trips, knowing discovering TNT with Councillor Griffith Gordon. Every year we would have gone to different parts of Trinidad, and we even went to Tobago at one point. There's something about, doing programs that is tailored towards children.
Yes.
Because once we change what is happening among the children and we get closer to them and we understand the issues that are affecting them, remember, they are going to be our leaders.
Yes.
Soon we will be old, and by old I mean senior, and they would have to take over.
Yes.
They would have to lead. So once we are able to address the issues that they are plagued with at a very young age, then there's a better community for them to grow up in.
I absolutely love your focus points and definitely your heart and drive with regard to, targeting that specific issue. Social issues is beyond just, I'm not saying that potholes and water issues aren't important, as well as the garbage issues like we were talking about earlier, but definitely the social issues is something that we definitely need to continue paying attention to. Councillor, do you have any last words for us as we wrap the interview?
Well, today is actually National Sons Day, so I would just like to wish all of the sons a very happy day, because normally men say, well, there's always everything for women.
Yes.
So today is National Sons Day, and I would like to say Happy National Sons Day to all of the sons, all of the fathers with sons and mothers with sons. And next week, Tuesday, we'll be celebrating International Women's Day. And I think, Ms. Singh, I saw you had some conversations going on with women, so I'm hoping that you're going to have a conversation next week where I would be able to tune in and listen. So to the women of our nation, I would like to wish a happy International Women's Day. I mean, we are women. We have strength that men and no one would be able, but ourselves, be able to understand. So I really want to wish everyone. And I just want to remind persons, with COVID, there's a lot of stress. For us to remember, look at what is our breaking point and try to avoid heading in that direction, or speak to someone and let persons know it's okay to have a conversation. It's okay to say that you need help, and for us to really focus on being our brother's keeper and try an eye out for your neighbor. You must know if your neighbor, something is wrong with your neighbor, and you alert someone, listen. Or you even speak to your neighbor. Do you want to understand how you're looking so today? So we really need to be more interactive with persons as much as the COVID situation is asking us to social distance, we can still pick up the phone and call the name
Yes.
and find out what is going on.
Definitely. Thanks so much, Councillor, for your time and for updating us on the issues and also sharing your heart with regard to projects that you're undertaking in your electoral district. Have an enjoyable
problem.
rest of the
It has been
day.
a pleasure.
You take care. Bye-bye. All right, that was the Councillor Adana Griffiths-Gordon for Success, the Success area. She was just chatting with us a bit there. We had some issues that was called into the show here a couple weeks ago, so she was just giving us an update with regard to those things. But it's time for us to go to a short break. When we come back, we continue to take your calls. You can call those numbers on the screen, 622-9338 and 623-9376. We'll be right back.
Pretend we're in darkness and you love me.
The wait is over. We Comedy Jam Season 3 is finally here.
Trinity people just give you landmarks you don't need. On the right hand side, you'll see a standpipe. I put on this P on that standpipe.
To me, COVID is a red girl, yes? I have no money.
Tune in to WESN Content Capital from Monday, 7th March, and every Monday from 8 p.m. to hear your favorite comedians bring you the laughs.
So from above the waist, Indian, but below the waist, still Indian. So.
That's not all. Catch us for a repeat every Thursday.
Waste a little bit of wrinkle when you're steamy, right? If you know what I mean.
We Comedy Jam, only on WESN, your content capital.
Is it politics? What is it? Is it that nobody cares about sport?
The kind of support that sport used to get in the past is no longer here.
The thing is, taking a knee doesn't mean that that's the only thing you're doing on it.
Right.
Taking a knee along with other stuff.
Samantha, what are you looking forward to when you return home to Trinidad and Tobago after winning the title?
Thank you very much for speaking it into existence.
Is it no pressure on Nicholas Paul?
It makes me more motivated to work hard and to go out there and rep the white and black.
Why are we sending a team to the Winter Olympics?
There are a number of Trinbagonians who are in the diaspora and have grown up in winter sport. It's an opportunity that the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee will not close the door on.
I also believe in the players that we have. Once you can motivate the players, you can get the best out of them.
It may seem like the hardest thing to do right now, but we all need each other to wear a mask, wash our hands, watch our physical distance, and stay at home. We need you safe. Together we can make the difference. Together we can curb the spread of COVID-19. So let's be responsible in our actions. The Trinidad and Tobago Red Cross Society. Mission-based, people-focused, community-driven.
To the show, you can call these numbers on the screen, 622-9338 and 623-9376. I have some updates for you. WASA is advising of some repairs that they conducted in the Freeport area. Now, of course, several persons have been indicating that they've been having problems with water in certain parts of Freeport, not all, certain parts of Freeport. So this is the update from WASA with regard to the repair works done in Freeport.
George Corporate Communications, and we are on Calcutta Road number 1, right, just doing a little repair on a 3/4 inch new service connection. Ruben George one more time, Wassa Corporate Communications Department. Wassa, we fixing it.
All right, so that's the update there. Hopefully that rectifies some of the problems and issues that you guys have been facing with regard to water in the Freeport, Calcutta area, to be specific. We have some updates from the Ministry of Works and Transport. Of course, there is an amendment to the demerit point system. They have indicated that they've been monitoring the operation of the system and its impact on changing drivers' behavior and attitude towards road traffic laws and road safety. And of course, a review of the system was taken into consideration after concerns from various stakeholders and the general public was done. But this is the amendments. I believe we have a photo of the specific amendments that were made for a couple of the traffic violation offense. And this is the various descriptions. No identification lights for illumination of identification marks on vehicle at night. The previous demerit points was 2. It's now 0. Failure to produce a vehicle for inspection, driving a vehicle without a valid inspection sticker and certificate. The demerit points was 9. It's now 6. Vehicle with defective fittings, the demerit points were 2. It's now 0. Vehicle with 2 headlamps. So these specified ones now have 0 demerit points, which is the ones I'm going to call out now. Vehicle without 2 headlamps, vehicle without park lights, vehicle without tail lights, vehicle without reflecting mirror, and use of vehicle with no windshield wiper or defective wiper. And the last one, which is parking in a public stand appointed for taxi, the demerit points for that was 0. It's now 3. So please pay attention to these things. Of course, you can visit their websites as well as their social media for the more detailed listing, or this specific listing as well. It's posted on their social media as well as their websites. We have some quick updates before we wrap the show. We have some missing persons reports. Gomati Mahadev, 51 years old, of Ramlal Street, Penal. She was last seen on the 2nd of March. Now, of course, if you have information, you can contact the Superior Police Station at 649-2333 or 999-555-911 or 800 tips, as well as Daniela Baliram, 15 years old, of 26 John Williams Trace, Tabakit. She was last seen on February 28. If you have information, you can call the Brasso Police Station at 636-9914 or 999-555-911 or 800 tips, or you can contact any police station or report it via the TTPS app. So if you have information, please alert the necessary relevant authorities with regard to that. TNTech as well, they're advising of some planned maintenance work today, not this weekend. I've not seen the issue for this weekend as yet. I'm not sure if they're not having any. But definitely today's listing is in Tobago, Mount St. George, between the hours of 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., Boko between the hours of 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., as well as several parts of South Trinidad and Tobago, Penal, Tabakit, Labray, and Rosalac, to be specific. Of course, TNTech regrets the inconvenience which may be caused by these interruptions. But that's how we wrap things up for the show. This week, you guys can stay connected with us via that WhatsApp number 3669376. When sending your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, you can feel free to send photos as well as videos, footage of the issues that you guys are having. It makes it a lot easier for us to be able to highlight it here on the show. It gives persons a visual as well as to what exactly is really going on. So definitely feel free. Again, that number is 3669376. I'll see you guys right here on WESN on Monday. Until then, have a safe and blessed weekend.